Good morning, everyone, and welcome to today's edition of Come and See here at SSJ at Home. Our guest today is Melissa Alexander, who I caught right in the middle of a fire drill at the school where she's a district teacher. And so that was an interesting way to get started, but we edited that part out. Melissa, thanks for being with us today.
Thanks for inviting us. We're excited.
Now, interesting thing about Melissa, everyone, is that she is a original Knox Gang member of St. Simon and Jude. And you might be asking yourself, well, how can that be? Well, she was 5 at the time. So she is a longtime parishioner at St. Simon and Jude. And I find that fascinating that you've been here so long. And we appreciate you talking to us today about the Cub Scout program.
Yes.
And you're the coordinator of the Cub Scouting program at SSJ. Tell me a little bit about it and you know, when you meet, where you meet, and how you're affected by this whole COVID thing.
Sure. So, generally, but pre-COVID, we would meet at the church on Mondays because we have the Cub Scouts. So there's 2 different groups. There's a Cub Scout group and then there's a troop. And so we have the younger group. We have the kids that are kindergarten age through 5th grade. And so we would typically meet on Monday nights around 6 o'clock at the, Domec Hall or in the event center, whatever's open. And so basically we have pack meetings once a month, and then our dens basically break up into grade levels, and they'll meet, at a different time, but they'll meet more frequently, like maybe once a week or maybe twice a month. And they do specific group activities for the den that will lead them to their rank. The goal is, we start in August, and by May, they've quote unquote graduated to the next rank level. So we have a very small pack at the time. We typically run from 9 to 20 kids. Right now we're in the 9 range because of COVID. And because of COVID, we're basically, and because we're small, we did a little survey, and parents felt comfortable meeting in small numbers, and we still socially distance, et cetera. So the dens are meeting, particularly at parks or at somebody's house, and the parents come along. So that's what's going on right now. But basically the kids, and it's open for boys and girls. And it's more at this level is a family event. So even though we're talking about grade levels, it's a whole family event. So if we have, for example, in a couple of weeks, we're going to have the derby car races. And so each scout will make their derby car, but brother and sister is also invited to, race a car. And so we'll bring cars that have raced in the past and let them get in on the fun and the action. And, mom and dad's, parents are invited to all the events and stuff like that. So it's really a celebration for family. The scouts, it's an individual advancement, but we all celebrate that together. So it's just fun skills for the kids to learn. Like right now, we were joking about the fire drill, but scouts practice those kinds of things, safety and make plans, and just to name a couple of things. And then, for example, they might work when they're older, when they're a wee below, they might work on making a dinner plan, and they actually have to plan the dinner, on paper, and then cost it out, and then actually go shopping with mom and dad and see how close they were to their budget. And so it's just fun things like that are real rooted in real practical life things that they'll need in the future.
I remember doing that when I was a Cub Scout, and that's basically why I decided not to enter the culinary arts when I was an adult. Well, you know how sometimes a person can say something and it just immediately makes you flashback.
Right. Yes.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah.
So are you a den mother, or are you a rank above the den mother?
So actually my role, again, because we're so small, we have a lot of different hats. So my main role is the committee chairperson. So I basically wrangle the adults. My husband, Chip Alexander, happens to be the Cub master. So he's the one that plans with inputs from the den leaders for the scouts. So he'll lead the pack meetings. I do more the financial and the other behind the scenes with the getting the stuff done with the adults. And then the den leaders, which, usually is a mom or a dad, they'll actually lead that age group through the activities so the scout can advance to the next level.
So is it easier organizing a group of adults or a group of children?
Well, as a 16-year teacher, I would say it's easier to deal with the kids than it is with the adults, but we have a great time. We have a really good group of adults and children, so.
Did you guys, were you without meetings for a while at the beginning of this COVID pandemic?
Well, you know, I'm sure just like most people, we adapted pretty quickly. We probably went maybe a few weeks without meeting, and then we just kind of hit the Zoom, just like everyone else. But you know, kids, again, we are, you know, our target audience, our target group are the kids, and they get really tired. I'm sure most adults do too. You know, get tired of the whole Zoom thing. So we, you know, after the summer, you know, we sent a survey out and said, hey, you know, do you guys want to continue doing Zoom, or do you want to meet in person? With COVID guidelines, and that's overwhelmingly 100% said let's meet in person and we'll make it work and make sure everybody stays safe.
So if a young boy or girl is interested in becoming a part of the Cub Scout program now in the middle of the school year, can that be done? And if so, who do they need to contact? How do they start that process?
Absolutely. It's an open, you know, open year round. Obviously, because of COVID, we didn't do much during the summer, but typically we do have summer events and camping and day camps, etc. So, but yeah, right now, if somebody wanted to get going, we could definitely get them in and get them caught up as with their rank and stuff. It's basically, I can give information out, but we also do have signs out in front of the churches on the parking areas to contact us, and we can shoot out some information real quick, or you know, they can also contact me directly.
Okay. Melissa Alexander with the Cub Scout program at SSJ. Melissa, thanks so much for giving up part of your day to talk to us today.
Thanks so much for your interest in our pack. Thank you.
You bet. Have a good, my wife's calling me. Have a good day and a nice holiday season, Melissa.
You too. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Bye-bye.
Bye.